in a white bag.
Well, there's one over there.
Oh, okay.
Right? This is...
But we don't hear shivers, my portion.
Exclusive edition. I'm on my
You sound the trumpet. The trumpet.
But, Seitzei on the Choma Lecho. So Parshas was clear that he marries a pastor. He marries her, and then he decides a soldier goes out to war, and he doesn't. It's like he missed the chasne, and he he decides not for him. But once it was a whole upget, wants to divorce her. The Chazal, our sages tell us the expression of hoyo, and it is a Russian expression of rejoicing, simcha. Vayihi, and it was, both are past tense, and is a Russian tsar, is a sad expression. For those of the, it says when the crowd is show, when the Jewish people exited from Egypt, from the tribe, so it's Vayihi b'shalach paras ha'om, that the exits from, they were sent out from, Paras sent out the Klal, so Vayishlach, Vayihi b'shalach, when he sent them out, Vayihi is a Russian expression of anguish, tsar. Why is it an expression of tsar? There's so many years in slavery, in Shibud, in Nuyim, all sorts of suffering, and they finally look forward for that salvation, living Mitzrayim. So it should be not Vayihi. So the Sadrot said, because when somebody leaves on a journey, you're supposed to escort them a certain amount of feet, and that gesture of escorting them for a certain distance, that builds up their confidence. They go out to meet the dangers of the desert and the forest, and they're able to feel confident that they'll overcome it. So that's only if a good friend sends you on your way and escorts you. So it's something to look forward to. It gives you that confidence. But Paro didn't wish them well when he sent them on the way. So it's Russian Tsar. I want to wish those that we are leaving, we won't see them, but they should wish them a good Yaksivach. We won't see them for Yontif. It's not Vayihi, but Vayihi. The Yontif should bring a Yeshuas and Chomes, all sorts of Gesund and Parnos and Chomes. But here, here it says Lashon Simche, a rejoicing. He wants to divorce her. Lashon of rejoicing. What's rejoicing? So there's a beautiful story. The Pittsburgher Rabbi. He got a call from a father. It's a broken the heart. His heart is torn. His daughter got entangled with a shegitz, and she wants to marry. She wants to live with him. So he wants him to go from Pittsburgh. We're talking about 50 years ago. To go from Pittsburgh to Florida to speak with her. That meant 50 years ago, who went on a plane? Executives, the President of the United States, Steel, President of the United States, only the executives, blue-collar workers, they went by train. Others went by bus. I remember I went to yeshiva. I went to learn from Chicago, New York. Went on a bus 30 hours. So he had to go on. He said, "You know what you're asking me? Give me a telephone. I'll speak around the phone." He said, "No, it's not enough." He said, "How can I myself should sit on a train, travel all day to Miami. It's a mishtogelos." And the Fishbain Rabbi went all the way to Miami to meet with the girl, and he sat with her for a couple hours. And Baruch Hashem, he was matzliach. He succeeded in breaking up the shidduch, in breaking up the involvement. So when he left, he got back on the train, going back to Pittsburgh. He composed a very popular, beautiful nigun, Yisrahu Hashemayim, in honor of him. So here's Lashon V'Hoya in Machavas. It's a simcha in heaven, Himmel, when something like that takes place. Something, an involvement that should never take place in the first place. So it's Lashon Simcha. They came one time to Mordechai Slonimer. He was known as the Baal Mephis. That people came to him. The children were, somebody was deathly ill. They used to ask him to be installed to daven for them, and they weren't gesund. So they used to come to him. He said, "I'm not." He denies it. "I'm not about Mephis." He said, "What do? I take out the Tehillim. I say, you take out to him. You say Tehillim also. You say Tehillim also. I'll help you." But they understood it wasn't that simple. But here, it happened one day. A Polish shegitz came to him in the house, and he said to Rabbiner, he said, "I heard you're a miracle worker. Your prayers are always, there's a response in heaven for your prayers." He said, "I'm married for 6-7 years. My wife is about to give birth and it's a miscarriage. So he said, I desperately want to raise a family. He said, please give me a blessing that the Almighty should help me. I should have a living child." So all those who are sitting by the table, they've given him a shushkin that he should, that he should answer the goy. He shouldn't discriminate. You answer him. So he said, "Don't get excited. I know what I have to do." So he says, he said, "John," he said, "what is your name?" He said, "John." He said, "Give me your hand. And I want you to promise me while I'm holding your hand that you'll never lay a hand on your wife again." So he turned white, like somebody spilled a cold bucket of water on him. And they said, "Through your trouble," it seemed that he abused his wife. So he said, "You'll see, but keep your word. Remember, according to Jewish custom, if you give somebody holding your hand, a tikiyas copy, explain them, and you give them your word, very dire consequence will happen. Keep your word. Do not lay a hand on your wife again. You'll see you'll have a living child." So whatever he had in his pocket, he wanted to take out and give him. He said, No. He said, "Don't give me anything." He said, "Just keep your word, and you'll see your man will help you have a living child." All those that were sitting by the table, so they felt him. He denies that he's about Mephis, and here they caught him red-handed. He never met this guy before. How did he know that this guy? So he does. So Rabbi, of course you're about Mephis. How do you know that Shegitz hits his wife? He said, "Now run, a fool." He said, "What Shegitz doesn't hit his wife?" A word from our sponsor before Don Meyer. I want to invite anybody we have a very special atmosphere, very special speaker here on Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur. Very, very special. Like someone said, he said that he was, when he first came to White Lake to his in-laws' house, so they told him he wanted to know where do you daven. Came from Scarsdale. he was returning to his roots. So he went over there in the temple. So after he was there 1 or 2 Shabbosim, he said, it's good and fine, he said, but he's looking for something more with more roots, something more genuine. This is more ceremonious. You put on like a scarf, a talus on, it looks like a scarf. You few English prayers. He said, there's around the corner. He said, there's the little shul. He says, but it's like what you see in Williamsburg. You see from the outside, Williamsburg and Muncie, they call it the Stiebel. So he said, but you coming from Scarsdale, that's not for you. So he said, he figured he'll try. So he went to take a look. So he saw from the outside, it was talking true. It's not what he sees in Scarsdale. He said, but that's only from the outside. He said, but when he came inside, it's like the mafia. Once you get involved here, he said, you can't get out of here. It's very, very special. We had somebody here from Crown Heights, and somebody said, what are you doing from Crown Heights? What do you come to? How do you crawl to White Lake? So he told him what he found here, he didn't find in Crown Heights. They're very special. We had 1 year, closing by 1 year by Neil. Somebody one time was telling us that in his synagogue, they had they were holding by Neil. It was during the classic, the World Series. So somebody came with the news that the Yankees are leading the series, right by Neil. That's by Neil. When we finished Neil, the whole shul, the whole Bismedish became one big rikud. That's the atmosphere we have here. He's got it.